When I was 13 and started working with my grandfather, that's when I really had to work. Many family farms that have been here for generations. Many of our farmers today worked with their fathers, they worked with their grandfathers, and it really becomes more than just a job. It becomes a lifestyle. The Agricultural Commissioner's Office, we help the farmers steward the land by conducting outreach and education for the farmers so that they know what the laws and the regulations are in regard to some of their practices that can impact the environment. We have over $2 billion of ag receipts. This is $2 billion that the growers receive for their crop in the field. That money is used to pay the workers, pay for fuel for their trucks, tractors, equipment, pay for their taxes, their electricity, their gas. It's huge. We should treasure our farms here in Ventura County. We should keep farming. This is the only Mediterranean climate in the nation, one of 5 in the world. It's a great place to grow. We need to protect this resource. We need to conserve this resource for future generations.
Every year in farming is different. Mother Nature is our CEO, so she's really in charge of, the big picture. My family has a really long history in Ojai, and it's hard to get away from. I'm 5th generation. My great-great-grandmother settled here, and most of the land that we own, she purchased or my grandfather purchased during his lifetime. It's a big part of my life. I love it. I love having a job where I can be outside. I love the trees. We have old trees and young trees, some of which I planted, some of which my dad planted, some of which my grandfather planted. Feels like home. We have the same family that's been working with us for about 40 years. They're amazing, the Estrada family. Picking is done with a pick sack, and they use a pair of clippers, which is attached to his hand so it doesn't fall off. And each orange is individually clipped off. Pretty much all fruits that you eat have been hand picked. It's a lot of work. So these are Valencia oranges, which is what Ojai has always been known for. The Valencia orange is by far one of the best pieces of fruit you can have. They're amazingly sweet. There's a few things plants need to grow: water, soil, sunlight, and space. Water is probably our most limiting resource here in Southern California. We'd like it to come from up there. Every 2 weeks it would be nice to get 2 inches of rain, but we haven't gotten that in a long time. In 1990, we drilled this well, and it cost $90,000 to drill the well at that time. We use it wisely. We don't waste it. There's a myth that California farmers waste water. We really try to regulate its use.
We've got peppers and tomatoes. There's raspberries there. We've got green beans, beets, summer squash, cucumbers.
I'm 4th generation Ventura County farmer. We go back to the late 1800s. My dad's side of the family started farming in Camarillo in 1867. My mom's family in the late 1800s over in Saticoy. Once I started farming, I knew I loved the business through good times and bad times. We've had times when I was worried about losing the farm because the bank called our loan and said, we need to be paid off. And I had months and months of sleepless nights, but we got through that, and we've had a lot of good times too. Each class gets a large pumpkin and the kids get a small pumpkin. Especially in the springtime, we have about 20,000 children come to the farm, and then in fall, about 25,000. So over the course of the year, we'll have 40 to 45,000 children. Part of our audience that we're speaking to is not just the children, but the parents and teachers who often are learning as much or maybe more than the children are. One girl asked me, she said, when I'm in the produce department, how do I know what I'm choosing is safe to eat, whether it has too many pesticides? And I said, you can be assured that what you find in the produce department is safe to eat. Where the poison lies is in other parts of the supermarket. When you look down the aisles and see all the junk food, it's real important to us that kids know where their food comes from. So the schools that come up here, and they can pick vegetables, they can pick fruit, and it's a big part of our business up here. Family Farms is totally retail oriented. Everything that we produce on Family Farms is grown on 150 acres up here in Moore Park. And from here we supply our 15 farmers markets that we participate in, the 2 roadside markets, the one in Somas and Moore Park. I mean, I love the farm life. I love our farm, and I would hope through multiple efforts that we can get more and more people to feel the same way about it that I do. Frankly, one of the reasons I like farming is because I like farmers. You know, farmers, typically, your word is your bond. So when you shake hands with somebody, you've made a deal.